Grada Kilomba is an artist who likes to lay it bare, make things plain. Secrets to Tell, her show at the power plant, by way of the Museum of Art, Architecture and Technology in Lisbon, is plenty of that. One work, a reading of her 2008 book Plantation Memories, a catalogue of Afghan workaday racism suffered by black women of the African diaspora, in doctor's office, on a bus, is presented, starkly, as a video piece of various people dressed in black reading aloud dispassionately. This violence of racism is such that it cannot be assigned meaning. One reads, another, a poem, reads plainspokenly, as a litany of complaint. I had to be better than all the others, 3 times, 4, black and smart, angry, a part of Grada Kilomba's The Desire project at the power plant. Rodney Hopkins shied, courtesy the power plant, a nearby installation piece. The mask held some mystery, a small table and stool, a candle, white lilies, a pair of bowls, a string of beads. But Kilomba pushes mystery aside. Alongside it is the story of Escrava Anastasia, a venerated Brazilian saint often depicted with her head ensnared in a harness and a muzzle-like iron gag, her punishment for daring to speak of emancipation while still enslaved. Her grandmother lit a candle and put out flowers in her honor every Friday. Kilomba, in other words, won't risk her point being missed, and words are important. Escrava Anastasia stands as a potent emblem of what the artist has embraced, the power to speak freely and the danger it represents. There is an apprehensive fear that if the colonial subject speaks, the colonizer will have to listen, she writes in the exhibition booklet. More power to her. These are hard conversations that need to be had. After centuries of being beaten down, the urge to hit back is all too easy to understand. At the same time, across the hall from Ellen Gallagher's mysterious, poetic exhibition New Nile, whose concerns align so closely with Kilomba's, Secrets to Tell often feels like medicine without the spoonful of sugar. Kilomba owes that sweet note to no one, but it makes the show feel more like a showdown than an invitation to engage. Fair enough, but I found it hard to get inside. Maybe that's part of the point, and fair enough. Article continued below. The Desire project, a spare, beautiful video piece unfurling on 3 huge, adjacent screens, offers the invitation I'd been missing. Each begins, simultaneously, with a title slate: While I Walk, While I Speak, While I Write. No images ever enter the frame, just text that drifts and fades, like conversations Kilomba seems to be having with herself as she navigates her inner and outer worlds. Her phrases overlap, giving form to the confusion that frustration brings. In this world I am seen as a body that cannot produce knowledge, reads a passage from While I Write. It felt intimate, immediate, sympathetic. Kilomba opening a door to her private self where softer sensations like self-doubt and pain leaven the anger outside. That's not to say there's no anger here. In While I Speak, words register like an indictment. We are not dealing here with a simple game of words, but rather with a violent hierarchy. But together, the 3 pieces form a tableau of thought and experience that exposes vulnerability within the artist's heart and shell. In While I Walk, you can see why the tough exterior's there. Someone points at me and says something about being different. I ask myself, different from who? All of Kilomba's work seems to circle back to Escrava Anastasia, silenced, roughly, for daring to give voice to a fragile hope. Her silence, Kilomba seems to be saying, is what makes words so crucial to her. The Desire project intensifies that simple urge, layering it with complexity that elevates it beyond the registration of a complaint. It's urgent but nuanced, a sharp mind no longer railing, but hard at work unraveling a confusion that should never have had to be. It's a simultaneous fog of ideas that translates frustration to indignation and, finally, clarity, and sharpens it to a point. So why do I write? I have to. I am embedded in a history of imposed silence. While I write, I am not the other, but the self. I become me. In this piece, I think, more than any other. Grada Kilomba, Secrets to Tell, continues at the power plant until Sept. 3. For more information, please see www.thepowerplant.org.